Good morning, everyone. It's Janet Wakeland back with another product review video. This is number 15 in our series. If you are just now finding me, all of the previous videos can be found under the video tab on my Facebook page, or you can also use the search feature and put in 2025 and it should pop up for you that way, all of the past videos. So in this video, we're going to look at one of the products that you can pick for free as a gift with qualifying purchases when you enjoy a little retail therapy January 7th through February 28th. And this is called Friendly Seagulls. I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever met a friendly seagull. I've met a few obnoxious seagulls and enjoyed their antics and things like that. But it is a really fun set. We have the greetings, "Hey friend, I love you more than French fries," or if you're across the pond, chips, or chips just of itself. I am absolutely a sucker for French fries and potato chips. I will take French fries and potato chips over chocolate any day. You've got some little fishies swimming, some seashells, some little pebbles that can also create grains of sand, your box of French fries, and then your 3 different seagulls. These are just one of the products that you can pick. We have a whole brochure full. In addition to being in this print publication, they are also viewable online in my online store, janetwakeland.stampinup.net. And anything that you see in the online store, from kit collections to last chance items that are on sale to stamps, dies, punches, embellishments, you name it, all of it can be put together on one order to qualify for those free gifts with purchase. One little tip, and I do have a post about it, Stampin' Up! Has a program called Paper Pumpkin. Couple of ways to enjoy Paper Pumpkin. One is just month by month by month. You can simply go in and purchase an individual kit each month, or you can simply start a subscription so that Happy Mail arrives every month in your mailbox. A cool thing about the subscription, say you're going to be out of town for a couple weeks during the month, you can pause that subscription. It's totally controlled on your own. You don't need to contact me to pause it for you. Maybe you saw the sneak peek of the next month's kit and you want 2 of them. You can increase your subscription and things like that. I personally renew my subscription every single celebration. So every January and February, I renew my 12-month subscription, because that subscription then qualifies me for several celebration products as well as host rewards. So just a little shopping tip there for you. So let's jump into some fun samples for you. And then I have 2 different tips for you today for crafting and creating. So in this case, we just kept it really simple, but we paired the seagull here with a couple of other products. You saw this little, kind of stand of ground in the Totally Toadstools video yesterday. And the In Case You Need Me, I'm Here is from our beautiful butterfly stamp set. I love the open mouth on this seagull because it looks like he's yelling at you or talking to you. So I thought that that fit perfect. And this is all kept real simple, didn't even do any masking. The little web feet of the seagull fit right on top there just well. So the only layering was just a little bit of cardstock and then some designer paper. This is from the lavender paper set. Here we have I Love You More Than French Fries. And of course I had to make him happy because I do a happy dance too when I'm eating French fries, especially if they're really crispy and have just the right amount of salt on them. And then if you look at this one, it's got some sparkles in the background, kind of mimicking a little bit of that salt and grease on French fries. And I'm gonna see if I can catch it a little better here. There you go, can you see that? I'm gonna show you how I achieve that look as one of our tips for the day. So let's put that there. Valentine's is coming, so we went ahead and used our seagull. These hearts are from the Hearts of Elegance dies. And again, I love you more than French fries. And we've got our seagull here with the French fries in its mouth, the little French fry box. And this is the new Waves embossing folder, just to create a little texture and contrast between the hearts. So perfect little Valentine for a special significant other. Here, Hey Friend, we use the new Bright Skies designer paper. We have a little bit of crumb cake using the seashells and those little pebble looks. This paper is the mixed media paper, and then some little thread. A little tip for this, basically I started with paper like this and assembled it, and then once I had it looking the way I wanted it, then I went ahead and die cut it out to give me that look. Instead of die cutting first and then working on a small little square, I started with a bit bigger piece. And then of course this piece is still salvageable for future projects and things like that. So starting big and then cutting down small after I had it looking the way I wanted it. Here is another fun one for you. OMG, you're how old? I'm going to showcase where these greetings came from. So this is another stamp set that debuted on January 7th called One More Year. And this is the one that I called Snarky the other day. It's a really fun stamp set. You saw me use the little pug in one of the greetings in the linked together video. At least you're not as old as you'll be next year. Aging fine like cheese and wine. You've got just some little marks that are kind of, like little burst, fireworks burst. You have the cheese and wine, our silly little pug, a cake. You're how old? In dog years you'd be. Happy birthday, another wrinkle wiser, and happy birthday now back to me. And in this case, you're how old, I simply just used the black Stampin' Write marker only on the you're how old. I didn't put any ink on the your dog years. And I brought in our really fun arches. I'm going to give you a little tip for this circle in just a second because it is not cardstock. It is actually ink. And this kind of gives you a little look of one of those little buoys. And we just have some stripes. So, and then there's that background again as well. And then one more, had a little fun with this one. Hey, girlfriend. And again, he's shouting from the rooftops, trying to get their attention. We have that background. This piece here, I created it simply by taking the 3D Timber embossing folder to crumb cake and then sponging some early espresso over top, wrapping some twine. But let me show you, this hey came from saying hey, and there's some really great stamp sets or stamp greetings in here saying hey. So hey, insert clever message here or something like that. You could have some fun. Hey, I miss your face. Hey, you can do this. Hey, good looking, Hey, I love you. The Friends is from the Best Friends bundle. I think I'm saying it right, Best Friends. Or Friends for Life. That's what it is. It's Friends for Life. So, hey, girlfriend. So a little card for your bestie there. So let's go back and let's review some of the tips that I mentioned. Let's start first with the circle that I created here as the backdrop for my seagull. What I did was I used a circle die to die cut circles from cardstock. You can also die cut from acetate. The acetate that the photopolymer stamps come in is great. Save them. I have a whole stash of them, either for shaker cards or for creating my own little templates for things like this. The tip for you when you are cutting these or creating your templates is don't do this, okay? See how narrow this is? This is too easy for the sponge to go off the page, and you're going to end up with sponge marks. You definitely don't want to be chintzy with the scrap that you're using, okay? You definitely want that bigger border. And again, if you want to see exactly where you're going to put your stencil, then your acetate's nice. When I create these, of course, then I don't throw these away. I have these all stored in a clear stamp case. So I can just go to that and pull them out. So this is kind of a one-time thing. And because it's acetate, the ink just washes right off of that. So, but because this is a video and the acetate, well, it does show up on the video. So let's just use that then. So I have Azure Afternoon, and I have a blending brush. We have small and we have large. So depending on the size surface that you're working with, sometimes that will dictate the one that you reach for. And so let's go ahead and ink it up. I'm going to tap it off just a little bit so that it'll get like that initial darkness of color that can be harder to blend in. And then I'm going to just start at the edge and I'm going to work my way in. So I'm going to come in off the side, and then you're just going to kind of repeat that until you have the circle as dark as you want it to be. And again, as I mentioned, we're going to just come in, and I just kept, so here, just real quick, you don't need me, you have that circle done in that little stencil. And in this case, I went and made it really dark. I wanted it to really pop against the cardstock and mimic the look of cardstock for you, okay? So that's a fun way to create circles and squares, faux layering, some people call it. So it's just another way of adding a background behind an image on your card. Now for this one here, let's move this one off to the side. We'll bring them all back in a minute. I used a couple of different products. I have two Wink of Stellas here because I can't remember which one is the one that is full. So this is just a scrap piece of paper now. I kind of practiced my stamping to see if I was going to like the all over French fry effect. So what I'm going to do, and actually another way to do this, let's bring the acetate in because this way it's not even really absorbing into. So when I want a real pop of glitter, not just the technique I'm going to show you here in a second, but I really want, let's see, one of these guys is really glittered up. When I really want a lot of glitter, I paint it on. I don't necessarily do this, but I'm going to shake this up. I think this is the brand new one that I just opened. And then I squeeze some out to use as a palette, and it does really allow me to get more glitter than I would just from rubbing the Wink of Stella across it. So we'll just glitter up its body, just to give you that little extra tip. That kind of wasn't where I was going with this, but we've got the wink out and it's the way to do it. So it just gives you that extra glitter, okay, on this guy. Now for this background, I have this out here. I'm going to grab my aqua painter and I'm going to make sure that the tip is like literally dripping wet. And then I'm going to scoop up some and just kind of coat the brush with this. And now I'm going to take my piece of paper, I'm going to hold my finger out, and I'm just going to start to tap. And it's going to kind of create droplets on that background paper. If you're worried about your work surface, things that you might have around it, in this case the glass mat, I'm not worried about it. It cleans up really easy. Just wipe it clean with a little bit of wet water. If anything ever gets sticky on it, every so often I spray a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it, or I use a little bit of hand sanitizer on it just to get some of the things. But if you are worried about your surface, just put a larger piece of scrap paper down or something like that. But yeah, just banging it against your finger is going to kind of release those drops onto the paper, and you're going to be able to have a really cool, nice, sparkly background as opposed to just ink splotches or things like that. So 2 fun tips for you guys. I always make sure I have several Wink of Stellas in the house. I don't like running out of them, so whenever I have a few extra host dollars or need to round out an order for whatever reason, I always add one of these to my orders. In addition, another tip, I don't throw these away. I keep several of the empties on hand and I write empty on the barrel because the tip here is also a really nice, really fine tip for picking up colors if you're picking them up out of your ink pad and doing some watercoloring and things like that. So if I really wanted to be real specific with my glitter and things like that, so I keep these on hand. And once it's done with the glitter, I can also put a little bit of rubbing alcohol down inside that barrel and pull up a little bit of the glitter that was left and do some more fun techniques and things like that. So Wink of Stella, guys, a great addition to help you round out those orders personally during Sale-a-bration when you're qualifying for those free. Have a little bit of fun glittering things up. And then always ask yourself, what can I mix and match? What can I, work together? Like here, the OMG or How Old, the mini alphabet stamps, Hey Girlfriend, what color papers. Being non-traditional, making a Valentine's. Of course, when we think of seagulls, we think of the beach and water. But again, just being a little different with your products is going to add to the value of them. So really fun stamp set. Don't forget, Sale-a-bration started yesterday and it goes through February 28th. I have all of my shopping links posted on my page. If you ever have any questions, just let me know. I'm here to help you, and we'll be back tomorrow with yet another video. Thanks, guys.